Hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're diving into a moment that could change everything. Tuna is stepping into a world she's never belonged to before, surrounded by pressure, whispers, and fear. And one small mistake could cost her far more than just confidence. Will she prove she deserves to stand by Alex's side? Or will this first day break her before it even begins? If you enjoy intense, emotional stories like this, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Morning light slips quietly through the window, settling across Tuna's face as she stands in front of the mirror, carefully smoothing every wrinkle in her blouse. She adjusts it again, then again, as if perfection might calm the restlessness in her chest. Her fingers move up to her hair, tucking loose strands into place, but her eyes don't really see her reflection. They drift somewhere far away, toward a future that feels both exciting and terrifying. Today isn't like any other day she's known. There will be no fields, no familiar paths, no rooster crowing in the distance. Instead, there will be tall glass buildings, endless hallways, and the constant sound of keyboards clicking. It's an entirely different world, one she has only ever seen from the outside. Tuna inhales slowly, trying to steady her breathing, but her heart refuses to slow down. The thought of stepping into that place makes her palms damp and her stomach tighten. Behind her, footsteps approach. Alex appears in the mirror, standing just close enough that she can feel his presence before she hears his voice. When he speaks, it's warm and calm, like a gentle stream flowing through summer heat. "Don't worry," he says softly. "I'll guide you every step of the way." Tuna turns to face him. Her eyes meet his, and for a brief moment, everything else fades. The faint scars from his accident are still there, subtle but visible, reminders of pain they've already survived together. Yet what she sees most clearly now isn't his past injuries, but the confidence he has in her. Not forced, not exaggerated, just steady belief. It settles something deep inside her chest. They drop little Henry off at daycare not long after. His laughter rings through the air as he runs inside, carefree and bright, waving back at them with pure joy. The sound follows Tuna as she walks back to the car, lingering like a quiet reminder that all of this, the fear, the effort, the change, has meaning. On the drive, Tuna grips Alex's hand tightly. The road stretches ahead, smooth and unfamiliar. Her thoughts tangle together. Fear that she won't be good enough, fear that she'll embarrass him, fear that she'll slow everything down. At the same time, there's a deep longing inside her. A desire to stand beside him not only at home, not only in the kitchen, but in the world where decisions are made and responsibilities weigh heavy. She looks out the window. Buildings rise one after another, tall and imposing like mountains she never planned to climb. Anxiety sits in her chest, heavy but not alone. Right next to it burns something else, small, quiet, and stubborn. Hope, fragile, yes, but still alive. The car finally slows to a stop in front of a towering glass building, its surface catching the sunlight and reflecting the sky. For a moment, Tuna just stares. This is it. Alex steps out first, then turns back toward her, offering his hand. A white bandage still wraps around his arm, a reminder that he isn't fully healed either, yet he stands firm and steady. She places her hand in his, feeling her legs tremble slightly as her feet touch the ground. The space around them feels vast, Inside the building, footsteps echo, voices murmur, and eyes turn in their direction. Tuna senses the glances immediately. "Is that the boss's girlfriend?" someone whispers. Her cheeks warm. She lowers her head slightly, suddenly feeling very small in such a large place. Alex doesn't seem to notice the whispers, or maybe he does and simply doesn't care. He leads her forward with quiet confidence, guiding her through bright corridors filled with glass walls and clean lines. They stop near a desk positioned just outside his office. Alex gestures toward it, his voice calm but unmistakably proud. "This is your desk," he says, "right next to my office." Tuna looks down. The workstation is neat and thoughtfully arranged. A brand new computer sits ready. A small vase of flowers rests off to the side, simple but carefully chosen. She realizes he must have prepared this himself. The thought makes her chest tighten. She reaches out and brushes her fingers across the cool surface of the desk. It feels unfamiliar, almost unreal. Part of her feels out of place, like she's stepped into someone else's life. Another part feels something close to belonging. She glances up at Alex and catches the gentle smile on his lips. In that moment, she understands this isn't just her first day at work. It's the day he officially brings her into his world. Footsteps echo down the hallway, steady and rhythmic, like the heartbeat of a massive machine. The building hums with energy, people moving, working, thinking. Tuna draws in a deep breath, trying to keep her composure, but inside her emotions surge and collide. Anxiety, excitement, a quiet pride at being trusted like this. Then a woman approaches them, her expression warm and welcoming. She smiles at Tuna, instantly easing some of the tension. "Hello," she says. "I'm Chung. The boss asked me to take good care of you." Tuna bows slightly, her voice soft but sincere. "I'm Tuna. Please help me." They sit down together and Chung begins explaining the basics. She turns on the computer, showing her how to check email, how to save files, how to reply to simple messages. Her tone is patient and gentle, never rushed, like an older sister guiding her through something new. Tuna listens closely, scribbling notes as quickly as she can. The screen fills with lines of text, icons, and unfamiliar menus. It feels overwhelming at first, her head spinning as new terms appear one after another. Still, Chung never raises her voice or shows frustration. She explained again when needed, slowly and clearly. As they work, Alex passes by the glass door of his office. He doesn't interrupt. He simply gives Tuna a small nod, his eyes saying everything his words don't. "You can do this." She smiles back, warmth spreading through her chest. In that moment, surrounded by unfamiliar numbers and icons, she realizes this place isn't just about work. It's a place where people are trying to help her find her footing. When Chung finally steps away, Tuna is left alone with the screen. She exhales deeply, feeling the pressure ease just a little. Her fingers hover over the keyboard, trembling ever so slightly. Then she presses a key. One letter appears. A small thing, but it feels like a victory. Around her, the office continues its steady hum. Phones ring, printers whir, conversations rise and fall. Yet in her little space, something begins to change. Each click of the mouse, each careful keystroke builds a quiet determination inside her. She's slow, yes, but she's learning. From time to time, Alex steps out of his office and passes by her desk. He doesn't linger, he doesn't correct her. Sometimes he simply rests a hand lightly on her shoulder and murmurs, "Take it slow, there's no need to hurry." That small gesture touches her more deeply than he knows. Her hands still shake as they move across the keyboard, but every time he appears, the tight knot of anxiety in her chest loosens just a bit. She looks up at him, meeting his calm, trusting gaze, and wonders why he has so much patience for someone like her, someone who has never been part of this world before. Around them, her colleagues remain focused on their own tasks, barely noticing her. Yet Alex's presence feels like an invisible shield, protecting her from feeling lost or alone. Slowly, lines of text begin to look familiar. Her movements grow less clumsy. Amid spreadsheets and files, she starts to sense a rhythm, the rhythm of effort, of learning, of taking one step at a time. When Alex returns to his office, Tuna watches him go, gratitude swelling quietly inside her. He isn't just the man she loves, he's her guide, walking ahead, waiting patiently for her to catch up. The office hums on, but in the spaces between keystrokes, something tender takes root, trust slowly forming, brick by brick. By the time midday approaches, Tuna begins to notice subtle changes in her body. The tight tension that sat heavily on her shoulders in the morning has eased just a little, replaced by a deep, unfamiliar tiredness. It isn't the kind of exhaustion she knows from physical labor, but something quieter, mental, steady, and draining in a different way. Still beneath it, she senses a growing rhythm, as if her body and mind are slowly learning how to move in this new environment. When Alex suggests lunch, she follows him toward the company cafeteria. The moment they step inside, sound rushes toward her from every direction. Voices overlap in lively conversation, trays clatter against metal rails, chairs scrape softly across the floor. The air carries the mixed scent of warm food and brewed coffee. It feels busy, crowded, and slightly overwhelming. Alex guides her gently through the space, weaving between tables with ease until they reach a quieter corner near the window. The table is small, tucked away from the main flow of people. As they sit down, Tuna exhales without realizing she's been holding her breath. Alex studies her face, his expression calm but attentive. "How are you feeling?" he asks. "Are you tired?" Tuna nods slightly, then smiles. "A little," she admits honestly. "It's strange, everything feels new. But I'm happy." She pauses, her fingers lightly gripping the edge of her tray. "I'm just worried I'm slowing everyone down." Alex doesn't answer right away. Instead, he reaches under the table and gently takes her hand. His touch is warm and steady, grounding her. When he finally speaks, his voice is low and reassuring. "You're not slowing anything down." In that moment, the titles surrounding them fade away. There's no boss, no employee, no glass offices or whispered glances. There is only the quiet connection between two people who have chosen to walk forward together. As they eat, Tuna begins to talk more freely. She tells him about her morning in small, careful pieces, how Chung patiently explained things again and again, how confusing it felt when too many windows popped up on the screen, how her heart jumped every time she worried she might press the wrong button. "At one point," she says, shaking her head with a shy laugh, "I clicked something and everything froze. I just sat there, staring, afraid to touch anything." Alex laughs softly, the sound warm and genuine. "I've been there," he says. "Trust me, you're doing fine." What comforts her most isn't the reassurance itself, but the way he listens. He doesn't interrupt, he doesn't brush her concerns aside. He listens as if every detail matters. She realizes then that he isn't just supporting her work, he's protecting her feelings. The lunch break passes faster than she expects. For a brief while, the pressure of the office dissolves, replaced by shared laughter and quiet understanding. When they stand to return, Tuna feels lighter, as though the weight she carried into the building that morning has been set down, even if only partially. The afternoon unfolds at a slower pace. Sunlight filters through the tall windows, gradually softening from bright white to a pale, gentle gold. The office seems calmer now, the morning rush replaced by steady focus. Tuna sits at her desk, carefully organizing old contract files as instructed. Each document feels important. She moves slowly, reading names and dates, making sure everything is placed correctly. Alex's name appears again and again on the pages. Every time she sees it, a quiet sense of pride warms her chest. She handles the files with care, almost as if she's holding something personal. The work is simple, but it requires attention. She double-checks each step, afraid of making mistakes. When she finishes one section, she pauses and leans back slightly, allowing herself a small, private smile. It may seem insignificant to others, but to her, it feels like she's climbed another small hill. Time moves on quietly. The office hums with low conversation and the soft tapping of keyboards. Tuna notices that her movements are becoming more natural. Her hands still hesitate sometimes, but they no longer freeze. The screen no longer feels like an enemy. Alex steps out of his office and stops beside her desk. She doesn't notice him at first, too focused on the screen. When she finally looks up, he's watching her with a calm, approving expression. "Let's go home," he says gently. "Henry's waiting. You did really well today." Tuna blinks, surprised. "Really?" she asks. "I felt so clumsy." He shakes his head without hesitation. "No, you did better than I expected." The words settle into her slowly. They don't feel exaggerated or empty. They feel honest. Something inside her loosens, and she feels a wave of relief wash through her chest. As she shuts down the computer and stands, her body relaxes in a way it hasn't all day. The office begins to empty. Chairs are pushed in. Lights dim slightly. People say quiet goodbyes as they leave. Tuna takes one last look around before following Alex out. The space that felt so intimidating in the morning now feels just a little more familiar. In the car, the city slowly changes outside the window. Glass towers fade into softer streets, bright lights into warmer glows. Tuna watches the reflection of passing lights move across the glass, her thoughts drifting. After a while, she turns to Alex. "Thank you," she says quietly. "Trust in me. I never imagined I'd be in a place like that." Alex smiles, squeezing her hand gently. "I should be thanking you. With you there, everything feels lighter." They pick up Henry soon after. The moment he sees them, he runs forward with bright laughter, throwing himself into their arms. His joy is simple and pure, filling the space around them. Tuna feels her heart swell. Back at home, the evening unfolds gently. Tuna prepares dinner while Alex stands nearby, sharing small stories from his day. She tells him about hers, adding little details she forgot earlier. Their voices mix with the soft sounds of cooking, creating a rhythm that feels familiar and safe. As they eat together, Tuna realizes something important. This day wasn't just about work. It wasn't just her first step into a new world. It was proof, quiet and steady, that she can learn, that she can grow, that she can stand beside him even when the ground feels unfamiliar. Later, as the lights are turned off and the house grows still, Tuna lies beside Alex, listening to his breathing. The fear that filled her morning feels distant now. It hasn't disappeared, but it no longer controls her. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, she knows that. But tonight, she feels ready. Ready to continue, ready to learn, ready to keep building this life together, one careful step at a time. The night settles softly around them, carrying with it the quiet promise of another day. Tuna's first day in Alex's world becomes a quiet battle between fear and trust, where one fragile step forward could decide whether she truly belongs by his side or not.